So hello everyone, this is lecture 38 for the classical physics. In the last lecture we were discussing about the small oscillations. We were discussing some questions. We discussed how to find the kinetic energy matrix, how to find the potential energy matrix, and then how to use those matrix to find the normal frequency. Okay, so we're discussing some questions. Let's see some more questions, because questions will give you the concept and make you clear that how you're gonna solve your questions. So more and more question you will solve, more your concept will be clear. So let's see. The Lagrangian of a system of two particles is given. So Lagrangian is given, and you know Lagrangian is T minus V, that is kinetic energy minus potential energy. So you need to find again the kinetic energy matrix and the potential energy matrix. So see, here you have this half. So from here you can find this 1 1 position. It will be 2 into 2 matrix. So 1 1 position pe it will be 1. At 2 2 position it will be 2, and other terms will be 0 for the kinetic energy matrix. For the potential energy matrix, you need to make a symmetric matrix. So what you will do? You will do half x1 x2 and half x2 x1. So that's how you will get at the 1 1 position it will be 1, at 2 2 position it will be 1, at 1 2 position it will be half, and at 2 1 position it will be half. So you will get a symmetric matrix for the potential energy also. Then you can solve V minus omega square t. You will use this formula and you will get your omega value. Same as we did here. So that's how you can find this will be your answer. So try to solve and get this answer. Let's see one more question. So these all are the previous year questions. So you must know what kind of question are asking from the small oscillations. So normal frequencies for free vibration of parallel pendulum is given by. So this is your parallel pendulum. Now these two particles are oscillating, and there is this spring is also attached. Now it can oscillate in any way. I am showing this, it is going parallelly, but it can go like this is going this way, this is going this way. So this can oscillate in any way. So what is the normal frequencies can be possible for this system? So what we need to find is first the kinetic energy matrix and the potential energy matrix. So how we can define that? First, we know it is in the one dimension. So there will be only one coordinate with this, one coordinate with this. So we have two generalized coordinates, that is theta 1 and theta 2, can define all the coordinates. So for this first particle, first find the kinetic energy will be, now it is moving in this circular motion. So we need to find this tangential velocity. You know, for circular motion V equal to R omega, and omega is nothing but theta dot. So V for this particle will be L theta 1 dot. So half m V square, plus for this kinetic energy will be half m L theta 2 dot square. Now this is your kinetic energy. So see, you can write your kinetic energy matrix from here. This L will came out, L square will came out. This will be your value. Now keep this half intact, and what will be 1 1 position? It will be ml square. At 2 2 position it will be ml square. So kinetic energy matrix will be this. Now see, we need to find the potential energy matrix. So let's see how we can find. First, see, there are two things. First is the spring, and second the potential energy due to the height. So see, first this mass was here. Now this is displaced to up to this height. So this length is L cos theta, and this complete length was L. So L minus L cos theta will give you this difference. So first potential energy is due to this height, that will be mg. L minus L cos theta 1 will give you this value. Plus for this one it will be mg L cos theta 2. So L minus L cos theta 2. Now see, third is due to this spring. So let's say this displays here x2 and this displays here x1. So this difference x2 minus x1 will give you what? Potential energy for the spring. So half k x2 minus x1 square. Now see, this x2 x1 can be written in form of L sin theta 1, L sin theta 2. So L sin theta 2, now this oscillation is very small. So theta 1 is proportional to sin theta 1. So in place of sin theta 1 we can write theta 1. In place of sin theta 2 we can write theta 2. So it will be x1 will be L theta 1 and x2 will be L theta 2. So that's how you can substitute here in place of x2, in place of x1. Now you will again get your potential energy in terms of theta 1 and theta 2. In place of cos theta 1 minus cos theta 1, you can write 2 sin square theta 1 by 2. You know the formula. Now in place of sin square theta 1 by 2, you can write theta 1 by 2 square, because this is sin theta is proportional to theta here. So that's how you converted your whole potential energy equation in terms of theta. So now you have this thing. Now you can find the matrix easily. And you have theta 1 position, theta 2 position. And again you have theta 1 theta 2 theta 2 theta 1. So you can find the 2 into 2 matrix. How? First it will be theta 1 square here, theta 1 square here. You will take the common, and for the theta 1 square the coefficient you will find, and same for the theta 2 you will find the coefficient. For the theta 1 theta 2 you will find the coefficient, as we did here in the last questions. So you will get this matrix. V will be mgl plus kl square minus kl square. I hope you can solve this. This is very easy to find. Just you need to find the coefficients of theta 1 square, theta 2 square, theta 1 theta 2 and theta 2 theta 1. Now you have potential energy matrix, you have kinetic energy matrix. So you will just use the formula, secular equation, that is V minus omega naught square t, and same, solve the determinant. This is simple math. and the last it will give you omega naught as under root g by L, and the second one will give you omega naught as under root g by L plus 2k by L. So you will get two normalized frequency because you have two normalized normal coordinates, generalized coordinates. So two normal frequency will be there. So that's how you can find. Let's see one more question. This is totally same as we just did the parallel pendulum. Now see, this time the spring is not here, the spring is at the half of the length. Okay, so kinetic energy will be same for this, depending on the theta. You can draw this figure like this. So kinetic energy for this will be same, for this will be same. That will be L theta 1 square, L theta 2 dot square. And potential energy, because of this height will be same, because this height will be same. But for the spring, this length will be changed. So in former question, it was L theta 1 and the L theta 2. Now it will be L by 2 theta 1, L by 2 theta 2. So that will be the difference in the x2 and x1. So x2 will be L by 2 theta 2 and L1 will be L by 2 theta 1. So that will be the difference only. Otherwise the question is totally same and you can find the values similarly. And the last you can substitute here in place of k is also given mg by L. So as in the previous question, k was not given, but here k is given, so you can substitute for it. And the last you will get frequency as omega 1 under root g by L, omega 2 as under root 3 by 2 g by L. So try to solve. This is the same question as we did. Let's see one more question. So I am just showing you different kind of questions and how to solve them easily. So you must know what is the method. So for the small oscillations about the origin, the equation of motion is given by. So for the small oscillation, equation is given. So this kind of question can also be asked that equation of oscillation is given. So x double dot plus 2gx minus gy equal to 0, y double dot plus 2gy minus gx equal to 0. Then we need to find the normalized frequency. So if this kind of equation is given, then how you gonna solve? So think about it. Now see, at the normal frequency, these both equations will be satisfied for the same omega, because at normal frequency will remain same for both of them. Now we know already what we assume the solution of this kind of equation. In the last I told you when we were deriving about these things. So we assume this solution x can be written as x naught exponential I omega t, because this denotes the oscillation, and this denotes the coefficients you can add. And same for y, we can write this solution. So where we assume this solution, and omega will be same because these are at the normal frequency. So we assume this solution. Now we'll find the x double dot and y double dot and substitute in these equation. So for x double dot we will substitute. So x double dot will give you this minus omega square x plus 2gx minus gy equal to 0. So this is a simple differentiation. You can solve this. Exponential I omega t will give you I omega exponential I omega t. Then again will give you I square omega square. So I square will be minus 1 omega square x plus 2gx minus gy equal to 0. So after solving this, you will get this equation. Now solve for y double dot and substitute there. You will get this equation minus omega square y plus 2gy minus gx equal to 0. So this can be reduced to this form. So you have this equation and this equation. See, x is the coefficient here and y is here. So now you need to find the solution of these equations. So this can be possible for x equal to 0, y equal to 0. This is also possible for x equal to 0, y equal to 0. But that is a trivial solution. You need to find a non-trivial solution. For that, you have to find the coefficient matrix, and that should be equal to 0. So coefficient matrix will be this minus g and 2g minus omega square this equal to 0. From here you can find the values of omega. That will be under root g, under root 3g. So this will be your answer, D option. Now there is one more way to solve this question, very easy way, and this will be applicable for this kind of equation only. Now you can see, if you add these two equations, so what happens? This minus gy and plus 2gy will give gy, and this will give you plus gx. So this can be reduced to this equation. When you add them, you will get these two equations. Now see, this equation like something you have for a simple harmonic oscillator, where you have x double dot plus omega square x. So this term, this coefficient of x represents the frequency, and this is same for both these cases, and that's why we can say that this is our normalized frequency. So omega square will be g. From here you can find omega will be under root g. So directly you can find. And same for the second frequency, you will subtract this equation from this equation, and what you will get? You will get this. Now separate these equations, d square x by dt square plus 3gx, and it will be again, then second will be minus, take the minus common, it will be d square y by dt square plus 3gy. So that's why then you will get the same frequency, 3g, omega square equal to 3g, and from here you can find the omega equal to under root 3g. So that is the second method to solve. So you must know both these methods. This will be very easy one. Otherwise this will be applicable for any kind of equations. But you can do this thing when you have this kind of equations where these coefficients are same for x and y. Let's see one more question. So you must try to solve this question. In the next lecture, I will provide you the solution for this. So there you have this spring, and this is your pulley, and moment of inertia of this pulley is I, and this mass is here. So question is, a wire connected to a massless spring of a spring constant K, and a block of mass M goes around a disc of radius A, and moment of inertia I, as shown in the figure. Assume that the spring remains horizontal. Pulley rotates freely, and there is no slippage between wire and the pulley. The angular frequency of the disc is. So we need to find the angular frequency for this disc. So see, there is no slippage, so whatever velocity you will get for this box, that will be same as here, tangential velocity. So try to solve this question. In the next lecture I will give you a solution. Thank you everyone.